So growing up Southall was great. It was good. It was very different at that time though. It wasn't so much. I'll say like now it's not the cleanest now. Now you go there, you see litter on the floor. It's just overpopulated. I think really crowded now. But I'm talking back in the 90s, it wasn't that bad. It was pretty much, remember, we used to go to the park. It used to be nice. It used to be, like as kids back then, you'd go out. I think kids nowadays mostly on their phones or on a tablet, or, you know, always on the screen. We were always out there, cycling, running, doing something, you know, going to the park. Mine was obviously favourite of playing wrestling. So school used to just say, let's just play wrestling. I'm Undertaker. You be whoever you want to be. Obviously, but then we moved out. I think everybody wanted a bit of a break from the overcrowded place, so we moved out near Gatwick Airport. There's a place called Crawley. So about 2003, that's when we moved out. And for me, it was a huge change because at that time there was barely any Asians. Like I've got my school photo where it looks like you open a box of rasgulle and there's only one gulab jamun in the middle, and that's me. Yeah, it was crazy. And that time was for me was very difficult because to find new friends, and you know, sometimes with your Asian community you can talk about all sorts of stuff. There's so many similarities. You can talk about your family, you know, how much if you talk about food, but the movies again, Bollywood, all that sort of business and music. So we stayed there for about a year and 2 months because I think for all of us it was a huge change. My brother as well, because all his friends was back there in Southall, so he used to travel back from say on the weekends go see his friends, and I was just in school that time. I was 14 years old. So for me, it was like depression was kicking in. And then again, the food, because you're not going out. You got no friends basically. You just come in there, it's just you kind of trying to get used to a new environment. I was eating jam donuts every day, pizza, chips, all sorts of junk food. And that's when my obesity got really bad. As a child, I was just really fat, really, really extreme, and it's just getting worse. And then your mood. So when you're eating that sort of food, you're getting into, you know, aggressive, angry nature, being upset all the time. And then I think my mum and dad noticed that it's probably a bit too much of a change from, you know, coming from Southall and then going to Crawley at that time. So we moved back to Hayes now this time. So not Southall, because we knew Southall was getting very crowded with Hayes that time. Which Hayes is like the new Southall today. Hayes isn't any good today, but back then again, 2005, it wasn't that bad. It was a bit better. I think it was more safer, I'd say. Now in Hayes, I've never seen a day without police sirens going on, whether it's nighttime or daytime. It was getting very like unsafe, I'd say. You won't feel great there. So we moved back in 2005, and that was like a bit of a relief for me. I was like, okay, we're kind of closer back to there, but then again, it's a new stage for me, new school, new friends again. But that time it was a bit like, it was more quicker for me to adapt. But only thing to adapt to was like meeting people and talking again. At that time I was already put on weight. I was a big obese kid. So then the bullying started. You know, you get bullied when you're a bit overweight in school. And at that time it was like, oh God, now what? I get into the depression again. So that's when I actually understood that something needs to change. I'm just getting to school and being bullied, calling fat, and it's just like PE sessions. You feel uncomfortable to go put your gear on in front of the boys, you know. It's just thinking, you wait for everybody to get changed and then quickly put it on. You just feel embarrassed of your body and no confidence at all. And then, thanks to my mom, she understood that, okay, he needs help. So to sort his diet out, because I think parents, they always know what's good and what's not good for you food-wise, but when you're a child at that stage, it's like, he's asking for it, just give him some. I don't have that strict, you know, like be strict and say, no, you're not having it. No, it's not good for you. But she understood, and then we got to like a couple of months where I was still craving the junk food, but because I was in that state where I just need to make a change, I was like, something has to get done. Like, I was really disciplined at that time. I said, okay, everything I want to eat, I'm just going to put to a side. I'm just going to have healthy food. And the transformation was so quick. Like really, couple of weeks, I was seeing myself slimming down in size, and everybody at school was noticing it. And then obviously the pull-ups, I was doing that. I had a pull-up bar at home. I started doing that, and then started showing off in school. You know, in the PE changing rooms, have a little a little board on the door, and I'll start doing pull-ups, and everyone's like, "Oh wow, Sandy, well done!" Oh. So that little cheering kind of made you feel like, you know, achieved something. Yes, now I feel good, I feel confident in myself, and then it was just watching all these videos, trying to learn it on YouTube as well, just going to the gym. And I was lucky when I went to the gym, I had loads of, like, the crowd was very good. They used to take you in their sort of wing and say, "Look, train like this is how you should train properly now, don't worry about the weights, they will come in time." Because once you get in there, the ego lifting always comes up first. This guy's doing 100 kilos, why am I struggling on just a bar? You know, it was just like, how do I want to get big arms, you know, I want to start bench pressing that much weight, he's doing that much weight, and it was like, I just want that image, that nice image of having a good toned body, big body. And then my friend, actually, one of my friends, he competed, and I knew him from college. So when I saw him, I was like, wow, man, I can do that. I want to do that. So you know, he motivated me to do it. And then I met his coach, and then just started talking to my coach from the gym. And Michael, he passed away though last year, and like, he'd given me all the information I need, everything. He used to tell me, you know, from posing, from dieting, how you should look, how you know, when you compete, what sort of, like, because at that time I did not know what it is, men's physique and bodybuilding. There's so many different, you know, federations to choose from, and so he told me, you should go for men's physique, you know, you're built this, you can get to this stage and that. And that time I was like, okay, fully dedicated again, put all my food to the side. I said, you give me what food, what do I need to eat, how do I need to train, and then the whole cardio, conditioning, everything. So much to learn from him. It was really good time, enjoyed it. And that was only my first time competing. The second time was much better, because the first time was just like, I went to the beginner's show, you know, my first time, and had no idea what to expect from it. I just went for the experience. I didn't go there saying, I'm going to win, I'm going to do this. I just said, okay, I want to experience it, and take a picture, look good. So that was more like, let's just see what it's like. And then I got the taste of it, and I was like, okay, this is good, I want to do it properly now. Now I know what to do. The second time round was more like, I'm going to go and see how, like, for my own self, just go in more confidence, I think, to be honest, that time, it was like so new to me as well. Because the routine, I've always had a routine to keep myself busy. I'll still go gym, and then you go to work, and then you come back, your meal prep, you know, cooking, cleaning, getting the food ready. Your whole day's gone. 8-9 hours of work, you know, an hour in the gym, 2 hours of cooking, cleaning, you need 8 hours to sleep. That's your whole day finished. So she did understand that, okay, let's give him some space for competing time at least, and she supported me a lot with the food she was prepping as well. And then my mom as well, she understood, like, okay, he wants to eat his healthy food, let me cook him some healthy food then. So she used to help me cooking as well. Then I'll come back home thinking, oh no, I need to make this, and I'll come home and I'll just see everything done. So it's that relief, it's like, oh great, thanks. I was really blessed. I had my mom and my missus both helping me out with the food prep especially. I think last year was a big year for me, it was a big change in life. And last year was only when I decided to put myself out there and think, look, let's try acting. You know, you're always doing it since you grew up. You know, always trying to act like wrestlers, or acting like these Bollywood actors, and trying to be this, trying to be that. And I do it in front of my friends, family, my wife. My wife's had it for too long now. She always gets me acting with her. So she was the one who told me. He said, why don't you just go for it then? And I was always thinking, I don't know. And I was always in like two minds with everything that I like to do. Half of me would say, yeah, do it, you know, you love it, why don't you do it? The other half says, be practical. I really love playing the villain character. Even like when I'm watching wrestling, there's something called heel. So they're like, when they play the bad guy. So there's someone like Roman Reigns. So I'm a big fan of Roman Reigns. And again, he's another guy, long hair, tattoos, a big body, and he plays the villain dude. I've always looked up and say, you know what, I like that character, I want to play that character. So it's always that character. It just makes me think, okay, you can't just have the body, you want to look bad as well. I always enjoy thinking that's sort of a character I want to play. And I've been so lucky that I've got one movie which is coming out soon where I've got to play the main villain of the movie. Unbroken, should be releasing soon. So that was like where I put in a little bit of shade of Sanjay, a little bit of Roman Reigns, a little bit of something, you know, just trying to improvise a little bit, trying to make it a bit of a different style. So that I'm really excited for that one to come out. First time I've been put my name out there, and like the movies have been part of, some music videos have been part of, you know, you've seen your name credited there. It's like a little proud moment. So I think that's kind of another drive that kind of pushes you, thinking, you know what, your family's getting happy about it, you know, and then your work colleagues, they talk about it and they all feel proud and happy about it as well. So that kind of pushes me as well, thinking, let's do a bit more, let's keep going. And you never know where you'll end up as well, so why not? Yeah, I think people need to like follow your passion, your dreams. I've read this quote once on Instagram saying, if there's a job that you will do for free, make that your full-time job. I think it was just luck. I was in the right place in the right time, because I'm already ready. Like, I really enjoy, you know, training, dieting, so I was already in good shape, and I was already looking at other jobs of what else could I do out there, but I wasn't really thinking I'm going to do acting. So it was just on Instagram I saw a post, and luckily, because if I'm ever going to do acting, I want to do a bad person's role, you know, I want to be the villain. I want to do something like dangerous. I never said I want to go and be a hero or something. And then when I saw this post saying they needed an Indian gangster looking man, I applied for it straight away. I was like, hey, I'm available. And I had my first audition, and the dialogues were very like loud, and I really like that loud character sort of dialogue. So my first audition, I was lucky that I passed, and they got me on the job for the first audition. They said, yeah, you're what we're looking for, you know. That movie still hasn't released, so that's actually my official debut, you can say. So that was like the stepping stone, because being on sets of there, and then I've met Shakti Kapoor over there. So I'm a fan of him as well. So he's a great comedian and a villain back in the days. So when I saw him, I was like, damn, I'm on the sets, and this guy I've been watching when I was a kid on the screen all the time. Now I'm standing in front of him, and I had a conversation with him. Humble guy, man, really down to earth. It was very funny as well. On set, he's just making everybody laugh. So I was like, you know what, I can get used to this. If I can make this my full-time job, I really enjoy this. I'd rather do this than, you know, anything else. So that was like, yeah, this is good to do. And then I saw another post on Facebook, Salman Siddiqui, he was directing a movie for the first time. So he does like wedding videography, photography, and he was making a movie called Rivaj, and they were looking for a lead hero. And then my missus, actually, she pushed me for it. She was like, why don't you do it? And I was like, hero? And then she was like, just do it, you never know, innit? So I applied for it and gave my audition, and I got selected for that as well. And that was another experience, because the way I was on experience on that was more like, you know, you're doing the side role. Being the lead is like more, and this is a short movie, so the other one was like a full feature movie, Bollywood movie. This is like a short movie, so that's the first time I understood the whole process of a short movie. Like, you tell a story in a short period of time. And I saw your short movies as well, so I thought, yeah, I was like, this is good, that's nice. I like short movies, because it's like a message sent, isn't it? It's always about giving a message, but in a cinematic way. So I really enjoyed that, and that was a good experience as well. What me and my missus are planning to do as well, because we've got our brand Kindness to You, and we're thinking to make this, you know, our brand in the future as well, just selling our products and, you know, giving yoga lessons, personal training, stuff like that. And who knows, maybe that will be our, you know, sort of business that we can take care of and follow our passions on the same side, do everything else that you want to do. So that's like another plan in head. What pushes me now, it's like you want to do something now with your career where, you know, you can share what you have, so I can help people as well. Because then I think at the time when I didn't have anybody really helping me, anyone giving me advice at the time. So if I have, you know, that knowledge now, and I can help others, that would be, you know, the goal for me. But what pushes me to kind of still go crazy in the gym and still go for, like, you know, physiques wise, and maybe compete as well, I think it's just, you know, role models I have, the role models I've chosen. Just I mean, you look at Sanjay Dutt, even now he's in great condition, you know, and I've always been a fan of him. I think he's one of the guys who I always look up to and say, that's my guy. You know, when I'm that age, I want to be like that. You know? Yeah. I think it's my experience with people in general. Like my family, yes, definitely number one. But all the jobs that I've done, I've always met somebody who's given me such great advice, or they say something that just stays with you. Like at the time when I was looking for jobs, what to do, I was working in Heathrow Airport as a cleaner once, agency work. I did about 6 months, again, night shift. And this was after Food Partners, and I said I'm never going to do night shift again. But at that time, I was just like, because when you're bored, you just think, I need money, let's just do something. And you didn't have a plan in your head, like what do you want to work as, what do you want to work towards, or what you want to become. becoming a personal trainer was never in my mind at that time either. So I did that, and there was this one guy there who was looking at me, and he's like, why are you doing this job? Like, he didn't understand why I was there, and neither did I anyway. So I didn't have an answer. I was like, I need money. And he's like, you need money, but you don't need this job. Like, what are you doing here? And he goes, and then he just looked at me and said, one day, you'll find your passion. And when you find it, then you remember this day that I told you, don't run after money, run after your passion. And that was like 2014, that time. And that time I didn't understand what he was talking about. I was like, okay, finish my shift and go home. It never stuck with me. But then whenever I did achieve something, whether it was competing, becoming a personal trainer, or now acting, and now I still think about it, and I think, man, if I understood what he said back then, where would I have been today? I never followed my passion or anything. I just kept on going with the flow and just saying, okay, you're working now, this is your job. Then you find another job, you're working now, this is your job. It wasn't ever passion. Passion always was with fitness related, but then now it's like that transformation, like I've done that, what's next? I said I don't regret any of it, because that's part of your journey. You've learned so much from it, and then you don't do those mistakes again. You learn from it now, so okay, I ain't doing that again, because that was bad. So I would never say that, I wish I didn't have this, or I wish I didn't go through that, whether it was bullying or doing night shift or being alcohol drinking, all that sort of behavior. It's just like you learn from it. So that's like what you said. Definitely your younger self is the reason why you are what you are today. If you're becoming a better person, that's the best thing for yourself. If I could advise myself 10, 20 years back, I'd say, look, this is what you love doing, follow that, do that, don't worry about everything else. Money will come. That should be your least of worry. You love doing acting, your passion is health and fitness, do that, stick to that, and you'll be happier. Again, another passing that happened in December, end of December, was my dog. So she was 15 and a half. So again, I was in denial. I wasn't thinking that it's almost time for her to go as well. And we've had her since 2011. So it's a big part of my life. Every single day I'd see her, every day before I go to work, and pet her, give her some treats, and then weekends we'd go out, take her for a walk. And so much. Like even now when I think about it, it does just put me off, because it's like when you go home, it's just quiet now. It's like a echo. Like even when the dog doesn't talk, but that presence there is such a big thing for me, and it's been so difficult since then as well.